everybody, welcome to my channel, Universal Soul Vibrations. This is going to be the weekly messages for water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, for the week of June 17th to the 23rd. Please remember that these are general messages and may not resonate with everyone. If you like the channel, like the messages, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. We're going to start by pulling an overall card for water signs, and then we'll do a spread for the water signs and then do each sign separately. What is the overall message for water signs for the week of June the 23rd? What's the overall message for water signs? June 17th to the 23rd. Okay, water signs, you got the magical map shifter. This card actually reminds me a lot of the world card. You know, if you look at the card, let me hold it up a little bit closer, you'll see that around the man in the middle, he's got, you know, all these opportunities. I see them as opportunities floating around him. He is blindfolded though, so he may not be seeing them. But the magical map shifter card is all about spirit orchestrating everyone's destiny. And when this card comes up, it comes with a mission. It's to make you aware of the people that come into your life to impact your personal growth. You might meet a soulmate whose presence invites you, you know, to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. So the magical map shifter is asking you to pay attention to the individuals who cross your path this week. Because they can reflect, you know, the journey that you're on. Be awake and be aware. Don't keep that blindfold on, and recognize them for the important change that they can bring to your life. Your whole perspective about it, who you are and why you're here, may shift this week. The magical map shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. So, you know, floating on the outside here could be, you know, representing the versions of yourself that you can transform into this week. But it looks like some people who come into your life this week are going to bring some big lessons and some pretty important things into your life that are going to cause some changes within yourself, water signs. Okay, water signs, let's look at your full spread for the water signs overall. The original video, I'm going to have to piece them together. I was recording it and it just stopped. I guess it didn't want me to move on with the rest of the messages, so I'll have to piece those together. So if it seems like it fits together a little oddly, that's why. I did not stop the video, it stopped on its own. So I guess maybe Spirit had a different message for you. So let's see what comes out in your overall spread. First, we're going to be looking at what you'll be releasing or letting go this week, water signs. And this is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. What will water signs be releasing this week? What will water signs be releasing the week of June 17th to the 23rd? Okay, you got the Knight of Swords. The first thing that came to my mind when this card popped up, as for what you'll be releasing, you know, the Knight of Swords takes quick action on things. You know, all the Knight's cards are action-oriented cards. So I think what you're going to be releasing this week is I'm trying to figure out the words how I want to put this. I think what you're going to be releasing this week is acting too quickly upon things. And, you know, taking more time to patiently and carefully work out solutions and, you know, how you're going to solve a problem that may be at hand. This card, you know, does suggest that you take action, but I think you need to maybe kind of sit in the energy first and figure out what you're going to do with it before you take that action. So that's what you're going to be releasing this week. What are water signs going to be retaining this week? The week of June 17th to the 23rd. Okay, so the card that came up for what you're going to be retaining is the Four of Wands. And when I see the Four of Wands card, to me that says, you know, you're going to be retaining a strong, stable foundation within you, which can possibly lead to new opportunities. The door is opening up in this card, so I think some opportunities may be coming in for you that's going to open some doors for you this week. That's what I'm seeing in this card. You know, this is about taking the action to get the desires and the changes that you want, the changes that you desire. And like I said, I think that by doing that, you're going to be opening some doors, new doors, some new enlightenment's going to come in, and new doors may be opening for you, Cancer signs, or water signs, I'm sorry. What will water signs be receiving? What will water signs be receiving? So it looks like after you kind of sit in your energy for a little bit and figure out which way you want to go, you are going to start to take action to open some doors. What will water signs be receiving? Remember, the magical map shifter stated that there's going to be people coming into your life this week that may create some changes within you. Okay, so what you will be receiving is the Seven of Wands. So I'm kind of seeing this as water signs. You know, it sounds like pieces of you are going to change this week. This is the Seven of Wands, I said, right? Yes, pieces of you are going to change this week. And you know, they might back off a little bit from the person that is being presented in you by the end of the week. But also there may be some type of situation that may be coming in for you this week where you need courage and resolve, but you do have the power to change the circumstances in your favor when this card comes up. You know, people might be saying, you know, what's going on with you? I don't get it. All right, let's see what's surrounding you. What's surrounding water signs? Week of June 17th to 23rd. Yep, it looks like there may be some conflict around you this week. And like I said, I think it may be because of the inner changes that are occurring within you. You know, the Five of Wands, as you can see, There's battling going on in the card. People, fighting each other. But you also could be fighting yourself. Maybe fighting some of the change that needs to occur within your life. But, it's, you're having there's a battle, there's struggles going on around you. But with this card too, in the long run, people learn to work with each other. So that may be coming out what's surrounding you. What should water signs be giving to others? Should water signs be giving to others? I'm going to take this one. Multiple cards fell out, but, well, we got two here. So we got faith and judgment is what you should be giving to others. So, the faith card is all about, our beliefs, our belief systems, how we, the structure in our life, patterns that have, made us to who we are. So, you might be sharing some of your insights and knowledges with others this week. But this also came up with the Judgment card. So I'm thinking with the Judgment card that, some of your belief systems and stuff are going to change this week. They're going to come under review. And new things are going to birth out of them. And this is what you're going to be sharing with others, is your new philosophies. And what is something new? And the something new that came up for water signs is the Chariot. And that's, forward movement. Lots of times it's divinely guided. But the Chariot's all about taking those reins and letting, them lead you to where you need to go. Not really necessarily trying to steer them in the direction you want them to go into, but the direction that they're meant to be going in. So it looks like you're going to be being guided in the path that you're supposed to be on. What is the lesson that water signs are learning this week? And you are learning the Fool. And the Fool is all about taking risks, taking that leap of faith, and heading out on a new journey. That's what your lesson is this week, is to be willing to take that risk, take that leap of faith, and head in a different direction, water signs. All right, let's look at each sign. We'll start with Cancer. Hopefully the thing's still going. Yeah, it is. All right, let me give it a few shuffles here. Yeah, you might be struggling a bit. Your cards are like sticking big time, Cancer. They're really hard to shuffle. That's better. Sorry, I'm just fixing some cards here. Okay, what are the messages for Cancer for the week of June 17th to the 23rd? What are the messages for Cancer for the week of June 17th to the 23rd? Take this one. Okay, Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords represents a new beginning, finding clarity, wisdom, and this is for Cancer. You know, it looks like Cancer, you're just going to find some clarity in your thinking this week. And like I said, the beginning reading talked all about, you know, changing maybe some beliefs. But there's, you know, there's going to be some type of new inspiration or some type of aha moment this week, which brings some big opportunities for you, Cancer. Clarity is definitely going to be gained on where you want to go. What are the messages for Cancer for the week of June 17th to the 23rd? And we got the Four of Coins. So this with the Ace of Swords, which is bringing clarity and new opportunities. With the Four of Coins, I'm feeling like you are, this was in the original spread, the Judgment card. I'm feeling like you are still trying to hold on to some things that, you know, don't need to be there anymore. And with the Judgment card coming up next to this, you know, there's going to be, you're going to be revisiting some things and looking some things over. Kind of like the last sign got cleaning house as their overall card. And then rising up from that. You know, this is the Phoenix rising from the action. Rising from the ashes card. So you're going to be rising above those things that you've been having a hard time letting go of. Yeah, which is absolutely going to take courage and take strength. It's very hard to let go of things that have been part of us, but the newer version is the newer and improved version. And it's the part, you know, that knows with the Strength card that, you know what, I am enough. This is where I need to be, and this is where I'm going. Messages for Cancer. And with the Strength card, you know, you're gonna, and the Judgment card, there's, you know, that sense of vulnerability that comes from these cards. So you are going to have to show your vulnerability. Because through that vulnerability, that's where we develop the strength and courage. Not by hiding that. And we're able to, you know, do a check over of our life, you know, with the Judgment card. And then we got the Devil card. Yeah, the Devil card is about, you know, I know you can't see all of them. The Devil card is all about, you know, something that is maintaining a hold over you. And with all these other cards that are coming with this, you know, you need to figure out, with the Judgment card, You need to figure out what that thing is that's maintaining that hold over you. Because it's stopping you from moving forward. If you look at the Devil card, you know, the man is cowering in a cage here. You know, a cage that's made by himself. So it's time to figure out what that is. Why is the Ace of Swords and the Four of Coins here for Cancer? The Ace of Swords and the Four of Coins here for Cancer. Yep. We got the Faith card that came up again, and that came up in the original spread that I did for the overalls. You know, and the Faith card is all about, if you look on it, you know, it's about traditions, you know, the structure that we were brought up with, the foundations that we learned as we were growing up. You know, it's what we believe in and how we find meaning in things. It's any philosophies that we have and any religious teaching or traditions. It's that framework of ourselves, of our beliefs. And with this being with the Four of Coins and the Ace of Swords, you know, there needs to be, I think there's going to be some new clarity that's going to come in around those things. And there may be a change that's coming in, but you're having a hard time making the change because you want to hold on to those old beliefs. But it's time for those old beliefs and patterns, you know, those things that are keeping you chained, to fall away. Four of Coins, the Judgment card. It's time to do an inventory here. That was the word I was looking for. We got the Judgment card again. You know, so I think I already talked about that. Yep, definitely need for inventory. Time to look at, you know, do that life review and say, okay, what is working for me? What isn't? What's keeping me in that devil energy? And what's going to release me from that? And finding the strength to be able to do that. Because when you do, you've got the Nine of Coins. And the Nine of Coins is all about, you know, it's all about standing in your standing in your own power. But also, you know, she has put a lot of work in here. I'm sorry, it's the Nine of Coins. She's put a lot of work in here to build the things that she has. And this card, when this card comes up, this talks about being able to enjoy the results of that hard work. Finding peace, you know, and you might be spending some time on your own in order to do this life review this week. A lot of contemplation I'm feeling from Cancer this week. Why is the Strength in the Devil card here? Oops. So the Strength in Devil card is here because we've got the Hanged Man. Okay, so the Hanged Man is about, you know, being that kind of in that observation stage, really not taking any movement. And so is, you know, the Judgment card can be too. Taking that life review, but then rising above it. But the Hanged Man is kind of hanging there saying, okay, you know, he's thinking about things. He's observing things in his life. And with the hangman, a new perspective is usually gained. So, a new perspective needs to be found in order to move away from this thing that controls you. And you've got to reach inside yourself and find the strength and courage to release whatever that may be. Alrighty, let's look at Pisces and see what their messages are. And it may just be these old viewpoints and these old traditions that might be holding you back, Cancer. I'm getting used to these. These are new cards for me. But they're very beautiful. Alright, let's look at Pisces. Let me shuffle for a couple of times. What are the messages for Pisces for the week of June 17th to the 23rd? What are the messages for Pisces? The Three of Coins. So it looks like you're going to be putting some work in this week, Pisces. And this card usually represents working with others, but he's on his own there. So maybe putting some work into self this week. You got the Judgment card as well. Yep. Some work is going to be being put in to look at, do that life review. You got the Hanged Man. Yep, definitely spending some time in contemplation, gaining some type of new perspective. And, he has his back turned to the world in this, turned to everyone. So he's definitely doing this in, a solitary kind of way, Pisces. And then we got the Five of Swords. Let's see what comes out with the Five of Swords. And the Four of Wands. Okay, so that Five of Swords and the Four of Wands. So, I feel like the Four of Wands, I'm looking at it, and all those things that you've built are standing up behind you, and you're sitting at the bottom with that one wand, and you're looking at everything that you've built, is what I'm getting from this card. All the things that you've built in your, around you in your life. And that's what you do with the Judgment card, too. With the Five of Swords, one of the things you may be looking at, this card can represent some defeats. It could be either your own or one that, you gave to somebody else. And it's always about, the person who always has to be right. It was a defeat that, life or circumstance gave to us, and we kind of feel helpless against. But this guy over here, look at the way he's looking at that card, that Four of Wands card. He's looking at him like, what the hell are you talking about? Look at all this stuff that I've built. There's no defeat here. That's what I'm getting from that little story there with the Four of Wands guys. He's looking over at that Five of Swords guy like he is nuts. And the Four of Wands is, it's that safety and security and taking action in order to create the changes you desire. So, you may be taking some action this week, but I think the action is that you're looking at everything that you've built in your life, and you're sitting there with, that power. That one sword, that one wand is, that power, that inspiration, that guided you along the way. There was no defeat here. That's what I'm saying. The guy in the Four of Wands card, he's looking at that Five of Wands person like, what the heck are you talking about? Look at all of this. Why is the Three of Coins on the Judgment card here? Okay, so we got the Queen of Swords with the Three of Coins and the Judgment card. That's the Judgment card and the Hanging Man here. Yeah, with the Queen of Swords, I had to look at it for a couple minutes. There's going to be some harsh truths that you're going to have to face this week, is what I'm getting with the Queen of Swords with this. And with the Judgment and the Three of Coins. And we've got the Eight of Wands. And the Five of Swords. And Five of Swords here. One is the Hanging Man and the Five of Swords here. A lot of Wands cards. The Seven of Wands. Why is the Five of Swords and the Four of Wands here? Why is the Seven of Wands and the Four of Wands here? That Faith card again. So this is, once again, it's built, the foundations that have been built over time. Yeah, harsh truths are going to have to be looked at this week. And that's what you're doing through the Judgment card. And then with the Judgment card and the Hangman, you've got the Eight of Wands. Yeah, with the Eight of Wands, it comes a lot of energy, but inspiration comes with the Eight of Wands as well. So I think with the Judgment card and the Hanging Man, as you're making those observations, you're going to gain a lot of inspiration from those observations that you're going to be making, and they're going to come in very quickly. This card can sometimes represent messages coming in, but I think they're going to come into you through spirit. And then what do we got? The Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is just talking about, you're in this observation area, because, there's when you need to change something within yourself or change some types of belief systems, you need courage and resolve in order to do that. But this is saying, with the Seven of Wands, that you have the power to change circumstances in your life. That's in favor for you. And then we've got the Faith card again. The Faith card came up in the beginning spread. It came up in Cancer spread. And now it's coming up again in Pisces spread. So I think a lot of what the water signs in general are going to be looking at is they're going to be looking at some of their belief systems this week. And there may be some restructuring of that. Yes, it helped you, to build all these things, but now maybe there's a new change that needs to occur. So that's for Pisces. And let's look at Scorpio next. One more shuffle. What are the messages for Scorpio for the week of 17th to 23rd? The Two of Wands, Scorpio. So you've got some decision that you need to make. Figure out which path you want to take. Are you going to take the, you know, the road less traveled? Or are you going to take the easy path? But you've got a decision to make this week. What are the messages for Scorpio for the week of June 17th to the 23rd? Six of Swords. And the decision, you know, that's needing to be made is which direction. The Six of Swords is about, you know, moving forward. But where are you going to move to? Which direction do you want to move in? That's the decision that you have to make with the Six of Swords here. Of June 17th to the 23rd. We got the Three of Wands. So we went to the Two of Wands, and now we're at the Three of Wands. So the Two of Wands, you're trying to make a choice. You're trying to make a decision, figure out which way you want to go. The Six of Swords is saying that you're you know, choosing forward movement. You're moving away from something and towards something else. And the Three of Wands says, okay, you've figured out which way you want to go. He's got two wands here, but he's got one out front. And now you're waiting for it to come in. You know, you're waiting for those ships to come in. The Knight of Coins, but they may come in a little slower than you want. And it may have something to do around finances. Scorpio, because the Knight of Coins is a you know, it's movement too, but it's a bit slower of an energy than and it looks like there is going to be some type of offer. So when you figure out which way you want to move, there's an offer coming in, but it's going to come in slower than you wanted it to. There's an offer, some type of message coming in, but that it's coming in slow. And it may be based around your finances. The Two of Cups. So are you wanting to choose a path towards, make movement towards a partnership? Doesn't necessarily have to be love geared, although this card usually is connected with, you know, someone's soulmate. But what I'm hearing with this card is, what do you really want to do deep down in your soul? But this all may be about looking to go into a partnership with someone. Yep, so you're moving towards being able to enjoy and appreciate everything that you've built. But you may choose to not do this partnership because she stands alone. She's very independent. Why is the Three of Wands here? The Knight of Wands. Lots of movement cards for you guys, Scorpio. Why is the Knight of Coins here? The Page of Cups. Let me just pull this last one. Is the Eight of Coins. So the Knight of Wands is representing taking action on something. It could be something that you've been inspired to do, something that you're very passionate about. But with the Knight of Coins above this, and it may be something that can bring in money for you, but it's the movement of it's going to be slower than you had anticipated. And it seems like somebody's going to make some type of offer this week. There may be an offer of partnership, but I think that you're going to choose to not take that offer of the partnership, and you're going to choose to work alone, because this card is about, you know, working, mastering your craft, paying attention to the detail of things. Maybe looking over some type of contract. That's what it kind of looks like. He's really reading that document and looking at it carefully. Make sure he's checking out all the details. So someone may offer you some type of contract where you may have to actually, what I'm feeling is that it may be a contract where you're going to have to build upon the skills that you already have. You're going to have to learn something new, and you're going to have to learn how to master that. But like I said, what I'm seeing in the cards is I feel like that you're going to choose not to take that partnership and to do the work on your own, because the two work cards that I see here, well, the coin cards that I see here are the 9 and the 8, and they're both done independently. Alrighty, water signs, have a great week.